Today is all about problem solving, so I'm going to make 5 quick tips to actually solve your GoPro problems, and hopefully you will find this helpful. So sit back, relax and enjoy, because this is DemonView. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate you tuning in, and in this video we're going to be looking at some problems that you might be having with your cameras. So problem number 1 we're going to start with is GoPro and OBS Studio. How many people have actually hooked up their GoPro camera up to OBS Studio, they click on their GoPro webcam as a source, and yeah, see this. That's not very good, is it? And yeah, there's an easy fix to this, or at least I found it was an easy fix, and here we go. There's a couple of things at play in this, and this is what I have found out. Number 1, GoPro doesn't always like to use a USB hub. So if you have like a 6-port hub, the 8-port hub, 12-port hub, and I could keep going on listing numbers, your GoPro camera might not like that. And one of the easiest things to actually see if that's the case is plug your camera into that hub, turn on the camera, make sure you have your GoPro webcam software active, and if it just comes up, you know, like it's charging but your camera's displaying as normal, well then the GoPro webcam software is not detecting it. Plug it into a USB-C port on your computer instead. The other thing that I found is cables do matter. If you use some cheap third-party cable, then your GoPro camera is just not going to work. Use the original cable that came with your GoPro camera if you're going to plug it in and use it as a webcam, or use the cable that came with your USB-C pass-through door, because as you can see, this is an original GoPro cable. It's a very long one, and yeah, it just seems to work. I'm going to plug this in here now. Boom, like so. Coming up, USB-C connected. It actually says active on the camera, and if I click on GoPro camera now, there we see it's actually working, no problems whatsoever. So make sure you use the proper cable with your camera. And for me, that brings up question number 2, or issue number 2. How come my GoPro camera doesn't look as great, you know, when using it as a webcam? Well, that one's actually very simple. The GoPro camera is limited to 1080p if you're using it as a webcam. If you have a media mod plugged in, it's also limited to 1080p. And, you know, most decent webcams like the one I'm using right now has a 4K picture on it. It also supports HDR and can support up to 60 frames per second. GoPro webcam, well, that's always going to be 1080p no matter what you select, 1080p image. Then you have the fisheye lens that's going to cause some distortion, give you giant hands like that. And then on top of that, because it's actually emulating an IP camera over USB connection, you're going to get some audio sync delays. You'll have to kind of set that up. But the main thing is it's an action camera and has a very small sensor. And because it has a small sensor, it needs more light. So if you're filming in a dark environment, and even with these extra lights, the GoPro camera is kind of going to be a soft, kind of grainy image because the low light doesn't suit the camera sensor. It's therefore trying to boost the ISO, which creates a lot of image noise, and then the built-in noise reduction is trying to get rid of that image noise, which makes the picture soft and blurry. So whereas the GoPro makes an excellent action camera, it's not such a great webcam because of that small sensor. So for using it indoors as a webcam, no, I'd rather invest my money in a really decent webcam. Problem number 3 that I've seen pop up, and that's with the Max Lens mod. Now, a lot of people, when the Max Lens mod was first released, had problems putting it on the camera or removing it from the camera. Here's what I do. The lens, I just grab it by the edges here, just kind of like turn my finger so it's slightly pulling the lens, and that's it. Off comes the lens cover. When I go to put the Max Lens mod on, I do take this bottom cover on, but I leave the top rubber cover attached to it, and that way I have a bit of extra grip. I just put it on then, and holding the cover, I turn, just like so, and that's it. It's on, and I've actually used the rubber here on the cover to actually provide that grip. A lot of people I've seen, they're using vices and everything to do that. Please don't do that. You will damage the actual Max Lens mod. You risk cracking or even scratching the lens. Just leave the cover on, and that should give you the torque that you need to put it on or remove it safely. Number 4 then, we have, does the Max Lens mod 2.0 fit on the GoPro Hero 11? Yes, it fits on, it just doesn't work. The only camera that supports the Max Lens mod 2.0 is the Hero 12. I doubt GoPro's going to adjust the firmware for the Hero 11 to allow it to attach. It just doesn't make sense. You want to push sales of the 12, not sales of older cameras. So yeah, for now at least, The Max Lens mod 2.0 only fits on the Hero 12, but the Hero 12 can use the Max Lens mod 1.0, as can the Hero 11, 10, and 9. They are all 1.0 compatible. but Max Lens Mod 2.0 for the Hero 12 only. And then we have number 5, and this one's quite easy. And people may turn on their GoPro and see the maximum resolution they can achieve is 2.7K. This happens on the 9, 10, 11, can even happen on the 12. And the reason that resolution is limited is that you may have accidentally swiped down on your rear menu and enables the Max Lens mod. In this case, Max Lens Mod 2.0 is selected, in which case my resolution is going to be limited to 4K. But if I selected Max Lens Mod 1.0, then the resolution is limited to 2.7K, as that is the maximum resolution that the Max Lens Mod 1.0 supports. So if you are limited to 2.7K or 4K in your camera, it's either that you have the Max Lens Mod activated, or that you may actually be selecting very high frame rates or speeds, and that will also limit the resolution that you can use. And that's it. 5 quick problem solving tips for your GoPro camera, and if you liked what you saw, please leave a like down below and hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or problems that you want answers to, hey, leave them in the comments down below and I'll do a video to address them. In the meantime, I hope you like this short video, and cheerio.